Hello guys, welcome to my first Java tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to find the mean of a list of integers. And the first thing we're going to need to do is import our scanner class, java.e2.scanner, and then make our main method, and then make our scanner object. So when doing this, we're going to need an array because we're using a list of numbers. We're not just using one number. No, we're not just entering or asking the user to enter in one number. We're asking the user to enter in a list of numbers of however many numbers they want. So to do that, we're going to need an array. And the first thing we have to do this is ask the user how long they want the array to be. So we're going to do that using a print line, and we're going to say how many numbers to, actually we won't say that, we'll say how long is the list, and we'll say int list equals scan up next int, and this just means we're just scanning in the length of the list into list here using the scan.nextInt method. And they are going to enter in the length of the list, and then after they enter that in, we're going to make our array now. So int r, or arr meaning array, equals new int, and inside the square bracket, we're going to need a length, like whatever the length is of the array. And since they already entered in the length of the array into list, we're going to put list here. So let's say they enter in a 5. How long is the list? 5. 5 scans into list, and then since we put list here, the list is now 5 elements long. So now we are going to ask the user to enter in the elements for the array, like enter in the numbers, enter in the integers. So we'll say enter in integers for array. And to do this, we're going to need a for loop. And the reason why we need a for loop is because the user is entering in more than one number. We can't just scan it in like this up here. The reason why we could just use a regular scan method up here is because they're only entering in one number. But because now the user is entering in many numbers, we're going to need a for loop to run through the array. For int I equals 0, I is less than r dot length, I plus plus. And when running through the for loop, we need to scan each individual number into the array that the user enters. So to do that, we're going to use r at I equals scan.nextInt. And as you can see, it's similar. This right here, this line that I have highlighted, is similar to what's up here, only this one is in a for loop, so it's going to continue running until it reaches the length of the array, which is however many numbers the user entered up here, the length of list. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and print out the array just to give the user a visual of the array that they entered. So this is your array. And to do this, we're going to need another for loop since we're printing more than one number. For int I equals 0, I is less than array.length, I plus plus. And we're going to do system.out.print r at I. And the reason why I used print instead of print line is because I'm going to print the array horizontally instead of vertically. If I were to use print line, it would print like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever the user entered. It would print like number and then go down a line number, go down a line number. But I don't want it to do that. I want it to just print out horizontally with a space in between each number, which I can do by adding a space like that. So now let's just go ahead and run it and make sure that it's doing what we want it to do. If my console will come up, where is my console? Hold on, just give me a sec. Where's my console at? Wow, this is embarrassing. Oh, here it is. Okay, that was pretty bad. So how long is the list? Let's say it's 5. Enter in integers for array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your array. Okay, so it's printed out the array. And now we're going to make the mean method. We're going to actually find the mean of the array now. So I'm just going to add a couple of print lines, and this is just, I'm not entering anything into these print lines. I'm just doing this so that when we print out the mean, there's space in between what's in the console. So now we're going to come down here and make our mean method. So public static double get mean, and it's going to take an array. And the first thing we need to do for the mean method is make, oh, I just got a notification, sorry about that. The first thing that we need to do is make a sum and initialize it to 0. And you're going to see what we do with this sum in a second. What we're going to have to do is run through the array again. I know we're making a lot of for loops. For n I equals 0, I is less than array.length, I plus plus. And then here we do sum plus equals array at I. What this does is it takes the sum, which currently equals 0, and adds it to whatever the integers are in the array, like each individual integer. So let's say the first number in our array is a 3. The array starts at 0. It starts at the first number, which in this case is 3. It takes that number, which is I, it takes the index of the number, which is I, and it gets the number, which is 3, and it adds it to the sum. The sum currently equals 0, so when you do 3 plus the sum now equals 3. And it's going to keep running through that for loop, adding every single number in the array. So let's say the next number is 5. It's going to take the 5 and add it to the 3, which is the sum. So now it's 8. So the sum now equals 8, and let's say the next number is another 5. It's going to take the 5 and add it to the sum, so now the sum's 13, and it's going to keep doing that through the entire array. And to get the mean, I'm sure we all know how to get the mean if you've ever taken any math class ever. We do double mean equals the sum divided by the length of the, oh, if I can spell, the length of the array. And we're just going to return the mean. So now, once we've entered in the length of the array, we've entered in all of the elements in the array, all of the integers, and it prints out all the integers. Now we're going to actually get the mean. We're going to print out what the mean is. So system.out.println, the mean is, hold on, plus, we're going to have to call the getMean method and then add the array. And we're going to, this section here takes the array that you've entered, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I had entered earlier, and it's going to run it through the getMean method. So it's going to take that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to take it down here, and then it's going to run it through the for loop, and then add up the 1, add up the 2, add up the 3. It's going to add all that to the sum, which will equal 15, and then it's going to divide it by 5. That's just if you that's just an array of 5. I'm just giving an example, and the mean will be a 3, obviously. So let's just see if that works. I'm going to go ahead and run this, and I'm going to have to come out here again because my console's screwed up. So how long is the list? Let's just say it's 5. Let's just do the example I was just saying. 5, enter in integers for array. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your array. The mean is 3. So it added up all the numbers, which would equal 15 in this case, and it's going to divide it by 5, which equals 3. I'll just do one more example just to show you guys how long is the list. Let's just say 9. Enter in integers for array. Let's just say 44, I don't know, 67, 99, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 55, and 90. So this is the array, and it's printing out the mean. Now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Not 100% sure, but if our method works, then it should be, which I'm pretty sure it does. So that is how you make a simple program that gets the mean of a list of numbers. And I'll be doing other tutorials on different things, like maybe the mode or the median, or it doesn't have to just be arrays, it can be strings, and just a bunch of other stuff. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks.